All right, Dinks. Sorry I missed the news last week, but we have got a ton of news for you this week. First important news story of the week is a recap and follow up from a news story that got quite a bit of popularity, talking about Florida and their expanded function, looking at the D hats and bringing it forward. Now, according to some sources that I have down in Florida, this is not new. So forgive me for not knowing that this has been brought to the House multiple times. It keeps passing the House for a variety of political reasons, as I'm sure you can imagine, and then dies once it gets to the Senate. So as of today, the belief is that this will die yet again in the Senate and won't go forward. And a lot of folks pointed out that in a lot of areas in Florida where they live, they're not seeing the shortage that is apparently reported. All we can go by when we talk of shortage is what is statistically being published, whether that's real data or not. I guess we'd have to do a little bit more digging into the statistics, but these are government posted statistics. So anyway, just wanted to let you know that we'll continue to watch because, again, if Florida made that type of move, that would be pretty shocking, I think, to most of us in the dental industry. All right, I have to do it. I debated whether I was going to do this story. I haven't done a dentist murder story or like a dentist got arrested story in quite some time. So I decided, all right, it's time. Because in 1 week, two different dentists, one got arrested and is accused of, the other got sentenced to, I think, 60 years in jail, something crazy. Ex-Michigan orthodontist, both for some creepy stuff. A lot of juvenile solicitation stuff, child pornography, etc. And all I can help and think is like, Jeff has talked about how we've been a long trusted industry and that's sort of getting eroded away. And, I hate it when these stories come out because, again, it reflects poorly on us. And as they compile on one another, you do start to worry that this is now becoming a troubling statistic, that we're really great at suicide and really great at making dumb choices. And if I'm being really honest, I miss some of the dumb choices of old that we used to make that I'm not going to bring to light now. But dentists have always kind of made some interesting life choices, but usually they were more in the confines of legal, but maybe not great. Now we're just doing a bunch of illegal stuff, and I'm not okay with it. So let this be a PSA to all you dentists out there watching. Knock it off. Stop doing your pedophilia stuff and just get back to doing an amazing Class 2 composite. You can do this. You want to do Invisalign? Knock yourself out. You want to do smile makeovers? Love it. Stop doing the creepy stuff. It's really starting to annoy me. All right, now to some Olympic news, because the dentists were all over the Olympics as well. Of course, as you know, our curling team, the U.S. women's curling team, Tara Peterson, dentist. Gosh, I was pulling for them, made it all the way to the bronze round and lost in the bronze round. Didn't take home a medal, but I follow her on Instagram, and I got to tell you, it looks like she is having a ball. Regardless, she's there with her sister, some amazing other female athletes. They have their family and their kids there. They're touring all over Europe and really making the most of this time. So what an amazing opportunity. And then, of course, Jack Hughes isn't a dentist, but he's going to need one really soon because our USA men's and women's hockey team brings home gold. How amazing is this? I mean, beating Canada, that doesn't suck, does it? Jack Hughes, we're here for you. I've seen a lot of posts from my friends who are dentists already playing around with your smile and envisioning your new perfect smile. I have to tell you, being in a town with a hockey team, I have a few hockey players that come, or former hockey players. Most of them don't get fixed until they're done because you'll put something beautiful in and immediately he'll do the exact same thing over again. So I sense a flipper is in his future, but should he decide, he has now many dentists that are putting their names in the hat to take care of him. Now, we talked about Florida and their expanded function DHAT situation. Virginia is also looking at some workforce legislation as well. So we've got two states that are duking it out, trying to figure out where they're going to go with workforce. They're not alone. There are a ton of other ones. I think the one in Virginia is getting pretty heated. We've got 4 different bills that are up right now to address workforce issues, some giving scaling capability to dental assistants under a supervised training program, some expanded function stuff, some foreign trained dentists coming in and getting licensed as dental hygienists. There's a lot of contention. So we're definitely going to keep our eye on that. All right, last news story of the day, because I love a good Epstein story. And remember when I talked about that creepy dental operatory that was found on Epstein Island? Well, the mystery unfolds because his girlfriend was a dentist, but that's not all. Not only was she a dentist, she was a dentist who did her training at Columbia University. And not only did she do her training at Columbia University as a foreign student, she may have had some financial support in getting in to Columbia University. And yes, Columbia University is the latest tragedy and latest downfall of the Epstein. Not blaming Columbia University at all. They're just now also involved in this never unending web that was woven. Is that right? Woven with the Epstein case. Because he may or may not have given some money that may or may not have supported some things at Columbia University so that this individual could then pursue her education and become a dentist at Columbia University. Columbia University is trying to make it right. They've done a reparations, grant out to a couple different institutions that are focused on human trafficking and sex crime. So they're trying to make it right ultimately, as we're all untangling this terrible decades long mess that was made. And with that, that's the news.